hope you're doing well. So today I'm doing a makeup tutorial. I recently watched a thriller called A Simple Favour and I fell in love with the character Emily Nelson, played by Blake Lively. So I really wanted to channel my inner Emily today and recreate her makeup look for you. It's a really pretty makeup style, a nice kind of pink rose gold eye, but combined with Emily's fashion sense, which is really masculine, I think this is a really striking look. If you haven't seen the film yet, and I really recommend you do, it's available for digital download now or available on Blu-ray and DVD from tomorrow. I'll leave a link down below as well. It's such a great film. It's a thriller, which I love. I love a bit of thriller, romance, murder, mystery, but it also has a really great, witty, smart sense of humour, which I really enjoyed. So go and check it out if that sounds like something you're interested in. Blake Lively is an absolute babe in it, as is Anna Kendrick, who plays a mummy blogger called Stephanie in it as well. So if you want to see how to recreate this look, keep on watching. So we're going to start with foundation, and I've chosen the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation for this, as Emily has the most perfect, beautiful, natural base. Her skin is absolutely flawless, so I thought this high coverage foundation might be perfect for that. I am just popping that on the back of my hand and I'm going to buff into the skin. Even though this foundation is really like full coverage, it feels so light on the skin. It doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup at all. It also has really great lasting power, so if you're busy like Emily and have a really busy job and life and you don't have time to top up your makeup every 5 minutes, then this is also one for you. For brows, I'm going to be using the Kiko Eyebrow Sculpt Automatic Pencil, and it has a spoolie on one end, so I'm just going to brush the brows up, and then using the brow pencil on the other side, I'm just going to lightly fill them in just so they look nice and tame. I'm also just going to set them in place with the Hourglass Arch Brow Volumizing Super Fiber Gel. I just like this because it fills in any remaining gaps and they stay in place a little bit longer. For the eyes, I'm going to apply the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Eye Primer all over the eyelids just to help my eyeshadow stay in place a bit longer as well. And now for the fun part, which is the eyeshadow. I have chosen out the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette because it contains a real beautiful selection of kind of like pinks, purples and rose golds. Emily's eye makeup at first glance looks really minimal, but you can tell that she's wearing a tiny bit of like purple eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line just to make her blue eyes pop a little bit more. And it's also kind of like smoky but effortless on the top eyelid. So that's the look we're going to go for. On a kind of pencil brush, I'm going to take the shade Nuna, which is a nice matte, kind of warm toned mauvey pink. It's quite a unique shade this, I really like it. And I'm just going to run that underneath my lower lash line. I have got to say, Blake Lively in this film is an absolute babe. She is smoking hot and I have absolutely fallen in love with Emily, her character. I think she's a proper girl boss, really like powerful and strong. Also taking that on the in the crease of my eye. And she's also got this really cool masculine, kind of like androgynous look throughout the film. And I just think that is so cool. Look, she looks so effortless but so like polished as well. She has the most amazing beachy hair and pretty face, but then added alongside the kind of structured suits and masculine kind of outfits. Oh, she's such a babe. She is also partial to a bit of a martini throughout the film, so I've made myself one. Don't judge. Just embracing character. Need to get into the zone, don't I? I'm then going to take the shade Black Heart, which is a nice kind of sparkly purple, and I'm taking that on a really precise slanted brush, and I'm going to run that underneath my lower lash line just on the outside. So far away it will look quite dark and smoky, but then up close you'll see the hints of pink and purple, which is just like what she wears in the film. I'm just running a tiny bit of that along the top lash line as well, just to open the eyes up a little bit. I'm going to take the shade Buzz, which is a really pretty shimmery pink rose gold kind of colour, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye and also on the eyelid because it looks like she is wearing some shimmer on her eye. Yeah, this is perfect. This is like almost identical to the shadow she's wearing in the film. and a tiny bit of the shade Dust, which is the palest pink shimmer on the inner corners. For mascara, I'm going to be using Benefit's Bad Gal Bang. Oh, I love this mascara so much. It's incredible. It really volumizes and separates my lashes without making them clumpy. And Emily doesn't wear much mascara. This is one thing she definitely doesn't do much of. So I'm just adding the tiniest bit just to comb them through. I am going to polish up the rest of my face with some of my favourite concealer, the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I haven't used this in a video in ages. Oh, but it's so good. And we need that perfect base like Emily has. So this is going to do that trick. Pat in. The warmth from your finger will just gently heat it up and blend into the skin. I think this is the best way to apply concealer if you want a nice heavy full coverage. Emily doesn't have much going on in the way of contour, but I'm just going to give my face a bit more bronze because she's so bronzed and glam. I'm using the new Get the Pretty Started palette from Benefit, and this contains a bronzer, blush and a little bit of a highlighter as well. So I'm just taking Cooler, bronze my face up a little bit. I am so much paler than Blake Lively. A little bit of the blush from the palette on the cheeks. And she doesn't have much of a highlight going on, but I am going to add a tiny bit of this. Also going to contour my nose because I feel really gross without it. Lips for Emily is really kind of muted, but with a nice pop of pink. I think her lipstick shade, I would love to know what she uses in the film. The shade is so gorgeous, but I've chosen out a couple of kind of dupes I think. The first one is Joure. It's the lip cream in the shade Peach, but if you want a more affordable alternative, you could use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Cyprus. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of this to the inner corner of my lip and kind of blend it out because her look isn't that polished at all when it comes to lips. You don't think she's wearing lip liner. So I'm just adding a tiny bit. Just going to rub it out. I'm going to also add a tiny bit of Soap & Glory's Sexy Motherfucker lipstick in the shade Super Matte, which I love, to the outer corners. I always like to go back in after I've completed the look and see if I need any more eyeshadow, and I've just taken a tiny bit more of that Nude shade in the crease of my eye just to open my eyes up a tiny bit more, just tapping off the excess before I apply it so I don't apply it too much. Before I complete the look, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of Beach Wave Mist as well because she's got the most gorgeous beachy hair and I want that. So I'm just going to spray it into my hair and just separate a bit. And this is the finished look. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have seen the film before, let me know down below in the comments, and if you haven't, definitely keep an eye out for it. It's a cracker. Be sure to subscribe and I will see you guys next week. Lots of love. Bye. Mwah.